once. But and then they always play with great energy, great emotion, and physical players. And why have we had success in the past? Because we executed well. And the years where we didn't have success, we went out and turned the ball over and did some things that really kind of hurt ourselves. And so, it's obviously a big game, and just like we do every week, we're going to study our opponent inside and out. But whenever it comes down to getting ready to go out and play on Saturday night, the message to our guys is going to be exactly the same, that it's about our execution, and it's about, how we do what we do. And they're just the next team in our way. And obviously it's a big one because it's a rivalry game and it's another team goal. But, we got to stay focused on the things that we can control, and that's our execution. And, there'll be things from this past week that, I know our guys will want to get out there and improve on.
In a game with so much emotion rattled on, how much does it help have a quarterback that just seems like the emotions and everything? This is the first time Trevor has seen this crowd. It's a little bit different, but
Yeah.
he's going to
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to watch him get out there and play. I mean, I think about all the players that have come through here. You remember how they played in these rivalry games, and so it'd be fun watching Trevor out there, as a freshman getting his first opportunity. I know he's looking forward to it. He's heard a lot about it, but I expect him to go out and play very well, just like he has all year.
The trend of slow starts, is that concerning or not so much because you always end up scoring a lot anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're at a point now offensively where if we don't score, we're mad. And, I mean, I think that's a good thing. Somebody was talking about Travis being frustrated on the sidelines. Well, we didn't score, and I think that's where we are right now offensively, and with the success that we've had this year, that our expectation when we go out there is to drive the ball 80 yards and score a touchdown. And if we don't, then, we're disappointed. And I think that's a good thing because that's, our standard is very high. I think for us more than anything, I mean, we obviously would love with the defense that we have to go out and get points on the board and really take control. And I think we're at our best when we do that. But I think also, we've proven to ourselves that if things don't go exactly how we want them to early on, that we have the ability to respond and go take care of business. And that was just kind of another example of that Saturday night. But if we had our preference, we want to go out just like we scored the first 3 drives of the second half. I mean, that's what we'd like to do in the first half. And I think more than anything, we go watch it with our guys. It's the execution on a few of those plays, and there's different guys involved in each of those, and so it gives our guys something to go back and focus on and work on and hopefully improve on.
South Carolina became bowl eligible on Saturday. Will Muschamp after the game though said we haven't reached our expectations at all or met our goals for this year, which is to play in Atlanta. Facing a team that essentially has nothing to lose, what are the challenges that you face as a head coach, and how do you safeguard against a team that essentially is going to throw everything?
Yeah, I mean, I think where we are as a program right now, that for most of the games we go into, we feel like the other team, they feel like they have nothing to lose and that they can just do a lot of different things. And so I think we're kind of used to that as it goes. But, I don't think that, I think every year that we play these guys, I mean, that's what you can take the records and throw them out the window. Every year that we play them, it doesn't matter, what either team's records are. We're going to get their best that they have, and hopefully they're going to get the best that we have. And that's what makes these rivalry games so much fun, is because both teams play with a lot of passion. But I have no doubt whatsoever that Coach Muschamp and their staff will have their guys ready, and it's our job to have our guys ready and see who goes out and executes the best Saturday night.
Everybody remembers the brawl from 2004. Do you talk to your guys at all about keeping their composure if things get chippy out there, or is there enough leadership and maturity on this team?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple freshmen that I have to remind from time to time that maybe can get emotional, but really that's not anything. I think that where we are as a program and as a culture. That has not been an issue for us in the recent past. But it is something that, we remind our guys. Anytime you're in a rivalry game where you have two passionate, teams that are playing, there's going to be a little bit of pushing and shoving at the end of the play. And so it's good to remind our guys, to walk away like we've done pretty much all year long, and to really channel that energy and passion and emotion to the play between the whistles.
Did you sense back in August that Justin Ross would be able to make this kind of impact and earn this kind of playing time, or has he maybe exceeded things?
Yeah, I mean, I was very excited about him coming in. I knew he was a talented player. It was a little different because we didn't have him in our football camp like we normally do with the wide receivers, where I kind of would know exactly where he was. So you're just kind of going off what you saw and what you see on video and what you saw the couple times that you get to see him play. But I think in August camp, some of the catches that he was making versus our, defensive backs, I said, okay, I can see he's off to a good start. I would say what I'm most proud about him right now at this part in the year, this is usually when the freshmen, the season starts to get long for them, because usually their high school seasons have, maybe come to an end. And at game 10, game 11, as freshmen that are playing a lot and have a lot on them, you can kind of see them slow down a little bit. And I think for Justin, he's continued to work and he's getting better and better each week. And so I think his preparation, his mindset has allowed him to do that. But I was interested to see how he would do when he got out there. I mean, I think it's pretty special. His very first play the other night, really wanted to let the first group go and kind of try to get in a rhythm because we weren't quite in a rhythm early on. And T caught 2 balls in a row, needed a breather. So, just brought Justin off. He sees the play call and bam, he's ready to go execute. 41-yard big catch down to the 2-yard line. And, so I was really pleased. Coming off a cold bench, that he was able to go out there, and that's really any time we've called on him this year. I mean, he's responded, and that'll continue to happen, in my opinion.
Is it his physical toughness that kind of separates him from most freshmen? Like he came in already physically ready?
Yeah, I think his body, and then also he's been prepared very well. Jamie DeBose, his high school coach down at Central in Phoenix City, and his staff, I mean, they're like a college coaching staff. So the drills that he's been through, the concepts that he ran in high school are very similar to some things we're doing here. But I would say both mental and physical toughness has allowed him to be able to go out there and compete, and then also just his skill set. I mean, he's a guy that, attacks the ball and catches the ball out of instinct rather than maybe fighting the ball like maybe some young receivers have done.
Going back to 2013, do you remember seeing the pictures of the Gamecock guys putting up the 5 and doing all that stuff? And did you feel a sense of frustration, a sense of urgency? What was your thought when
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt that we all saw that. There's no doubt that there was a sense of urgency. And I think the biggest thing as a coach was just trying to find ways to help your guys go out and play well in that game. And I felt like during that stretch that, I think we had a lot of turnovers, and I felt like sometimes we were a little bit too amped up and really didn't play our game, didn't have our energy and emotions channeled in the right direction. So I think during that time, as coaches, we wanted to get it turned around. And, it's definitely a lot better to be on this side of it, but it wasn't that long ago. We still have work to do in this rivalry, and we want to continue to accomplish that goal every year.
What did you think of some of those Gamecock fans who take a photo with Coach Sweeney and put the 5 bomb down or something? Did you think it was kind of goofy? Did you think it got on Coach Sweeney's nerves a little bit? Or?
I think it's college football in a state where it matters, and I think that's awesome. I talked to a lot of my buddies that coach other places across the country, and it doesn't matter as much. And I think, as a college coach, to be in a state where college football is so important. I mean, obviously, You don't like seeing those things, but at the end of the day, you like being able to coach at a place where football matters and you have passionate fans on both sides that bring a lot of energy. I mean, one other thing I just want to say is how awesome it is to play in Death Valley. I mean, how many times do you turn on the TV right now and see major college programs that are having trouble filling their stadiums? And I think that's something that as coaches and players that our players don't take that for granted, and we point that out when we're watching video and we go and we're breaking down video and watching the opponent. We see big shots and you see empty stands, and so I know Coach Sweeney does it all the time, but I just want to thank our fans for showing up. Fans, students, everybody. I mean, it's so awesome to walk out there. This past Saturday night was incredible, and to have recruits that have been all over the country, been to all the big programs, and for them to say after the game that was the best environment they've ever been a part of. I think it's awesome as a coach to be able to go out and coach and play in the atmosphere. We're definitely spoiled at Clemson, and our fans are awesome.
What would it mean for this program to get that fifth straight win after?
It would mean that we're continuing to build on the momentum that we've had, and I think for us, Coach Sweeney does a good job of just trying to put enough in front of our guys for them to go out and focus on that. And I think the success that we've had, it hasn't been just in this game. It's been in a lot of our other goals that we've accomplished the last 4 years.